Joe Budden. Damn, man. And the hits just keep on coming.
Pascal.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, The Pascal Show. One word, hit that like button down below. And let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel. Right here. Anyway, we got to jump into this story. We got some bad news. More stuff going on with Joe Budden. Not Joe Biden, Joe Budden. Okay? Yeah. He's in a little bit of trouble right now, y'all. And it goes a little something like this. Olivia Dope, former See the Thing Is podcast host, accuses Joe Budden of harassment. Yes. Okay, let's read a little bit of this article, and then we also have the video. We're going to play a little bit of the video because it's a very long video. I mean, you know, it's a good 30 minutes, but I just wanted you guys to hear a little bit from her own mouth. Anyway, let's read this article. DJ Olivia Dope, a former host of See the Thing Is podcast from the Joe Budden Network, has accused Joe Budden of harassing her. In a video she shared on Instagram, Dope explained that Budden's behavior towards her was the reason why she left the podcast. I'm doing this today. This is what she said. I'm doing this video today to finally explain my departure from See the Thing Is podcast as well as the Joe Budden Network. I sat with this for 3 months, anxiously debating with myself if I feel comfortable enough to express my reasoning for my departure. Now, she obviously goes on in this now viral video. This video is being shared like crazy and all that. She has said she called her experience with Joe Budden traumatizing and embarrassing, but she chose to speak up so that people can be made aware of Budden's behavior. She proceeded to offer timestamps of the episode, which she does talk about this one episode where she is with her and the other two co-hosts of See the Thing Is podcast. And Joe Budden was a guest on the show, you know, just in there to just talk and bring in his, you know, his personality. Let's just say this. Now, apparently, throughout the entire video, throughout the entire podcast, he is constantly going at Olivia Dope. You know, she's a beautiful woman. He's sitting there going, oh, you know, trying to say like, yo, I was trying to get with you. You know, we should be having sex. Saying all kinds of stuff to make her feel incredibly uncomfortable. And that ain't gangster. Okay. But throughout this entire podcast, there are pieces that apparently were cut out, hard cuts, because it was all of Budden just going at Olivia Dope, basically saying like, you know, I want to be on you the entire time. Okay. Now she is saying that that he made these inappropriate comments and actions towards her throughout the entire podcast. She enlightened that prior to sexually harassing her in the episode, Budden even said the two had not even spoken privately or personally. So he comes in and he just sees her and he sees a beautiful woman and he's like, I want you. And throughout the entire thing, he's basically saying, I want you. Okay, we got to take a look at a little bit of this video because, like I said, this is tough, man. This I can only imagine what it feels like for her dealing with something so uncomfortable. That's such an uncomfortable experience. I can only imagine. But let's take a look.
Start my healing process, but to help give encouragement to others who have similar stories of sexual harassment in the workplace. On January 18th, 2021, Joe Budden sat in on a recording of the female-led podcast I was a part of and continuously made sexual suggestive remarks to me that made me extremely uncomfortable, as well as fearful of dampening the mood if I didn't laugh along while he made those sexual remarks to me.
Now, you know, it's very interesting. in her situation that she's breaking down right now, because of course there's much more in this video. I'm going to play a little bit more, but I will have the link down below so you can watch the entire video in its entirety for yourself. But I feel for her, because I can only imagine what it is, what it feels like to have your boss in the office, you know, saying these uncomfortable remarks to you. Then on top of it, your job is to entertain and to host. So in a way, you're with these two other women, and he's making straight up, like he's literally got sex daggers at you. You know what I mean? He's just shooting sex daggers right at you, being like, yo, I want you, you fine, we should be together kind of thing. And what I find uncomfortable is that she has to keep a smile on her face and keep it moving, because this man's her boss. This man puts money in her pocket. Then on top of that, they are rolling an episode. So it's not like she could have easily said, F you, you know, like, stop saying that stuff. You're making me feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, she's worried about losing her job. And that's the problem here. Alongside with Joe Budden saying those tasteless and uncomfortable and inappropriate remarks, he also has this power in his head, knowing that he could basically say, well, he thinks he could say anything he wants to these women because he's putting the money in their pockets. That's what's so messed up about this whole thing. It's like a trifecta of all kinds of messed up stuff. It's really sad, y'all. She's forced to just laugh it off and keep moving because she's scared of losing the job. And that's a job you want to lose. If that's the case, it instantly becomes a job that you, without a shadow of a doubt, have no problem losing for show. Let's continue.
Those moments were not only, excuse me, those moments not only live on the internet forever, it also forced me in the decision of quitting the podcast. And I'm now in a place where it was traumatizing.
And I don't blame her. That's such an uncomfortable situation to be at. But she's got some moments here that she talks about timestamps and everything. So let me find one, and hopefully we can get a glimpse of what this podcast was like.
I'm going to reiterate the timestamps.
Here we go.
Of how everything transpired.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and start from 13 minutes and 48 seconds. Joe calls me out by saying, I've never reached out to him privately or personally. This information is important to this entire scenario because it proves my lack of familiarity with this person.
Word.
And that is what makes everything that transpired after that so uncomfortable.
Now, I do understand, and we're going to look at this timestamp. And thank God he said what he said, saying that, hey, we don't even know each other personally or anything of that sort, because instantly people will automatically think that she being, you know what I'm saying, she's sliding in his DMs, trying to be all like a groupie, trying to get all thotty and everything like that. And that's not even the case. So this makes him look even worse, because he does say out loud, hey, we have not talked personally at all. All I know is you fine, and I want to be on you. That's literally what he's saying to her the entire time. Here's one of the examples.
Even though I tried my best to laugh through it, to not, like I said, dampen the mood of the room while we were recording. At 14 minutes, 34 seconds, there's an edit in the recording because Joe says him and I should speak more because, quote, he's been wanting to fuck me since we've met.
Bruh.
Everyone in the studio, including production staff, laughed uncomfortably while one of my co-hosts confirmed that to be true. I am mortified by this revelation, not only because it's revealed while we are amongst the presence of all of the production staff, but it's also being done while we are also recording audio as well as visual.
See, and this is what I was trying to say. It's a very uncomfortable situation that he kind of put her in because he's saying all this stuff live while they are working, while they are recording the show. And what do you do in that uncomfortable situation when in your mind, innately, instantly, instinctively, you probably want to get up and walk out, but you're going, oh crap, this man pays my bills. This man or pays some of my bills. You know what I'm saying? He helps me secure this bag that I got over here as a co-host on this podcast. Crap. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh, because if I don't, I could get fired right here on the spot. Now we already know how Budden is. Joe Budden is a little bit of loose cannon out here. You see what I'm saying? Shoot, he just fired two of his co-hosts live on his own damn show. So you know that this guy, you know, if he's in his feelings and he doesn't like something, he says it right off the bat. So I understand her feeling of, man, I feel so uncomfortable, but I gotta laugh, even though this is totally tasteless and inappropriate. I kind of have to just not say anything. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do? What do you do when you're in that situation? A lot of people just shut the hell up and just keep it moving until the podcast or the show is over, you know?
That scene was cut out, and it jumps to Joe repeating, we should speak more because we have the least dialogue.
And then you wonder, what does that mean? So the other girls are sliding in his DMs and she ain't, so he's got a problem with that? What? What's that story all about? You know what I'm saying? Inquiring minds would like to know.
At 19 minutes and 26 seconds, another edit happens because Joe makes another suggestion to having sex with me. This is shown... I'm sorry. Joseph makes another suggestion to have sex with me. That scene is edited out, and what is shown in right after that is me closing my eyes, saying no, and then he says, never mind. At 21 minutes, 30 seconds, Joe tells me to hit a button, bitch, because I didn't hit a sound effect fast enough. At 24 minutes and 54 seconds, Joe makes a comment that I am throwing my singleness in his face, and he thought we were going to be a network power couple. Once again, I'm trying to laugh all of this off as it's transpiring. I reply by saying, sorry, Joe, we're not. At 25 minutes and 42 seconds, I make a comment about relationships in general within the conversation. Joe retorts that my shirt that I was wearing isn't buttoned like I'm single. Excuse me, I have to repeat that. My shirt that I'm wearing isn't buttoned like I'm single. I pause, cover my chest with my hand, and try to brush it off once again and continue the conversation.
You know, and of course, there's more and more to this video. Like I said, the link will be down below. Listen, guys, what he did here is definitely 110% wrong. This is definitely sexual harassment without a shadow of a doubt. He shouldn't have been saying these things to her like this on a podcast, consistently trying to basically it's like he was trying to get her number throughout the entire podcast. I checked out the podcast itself. It is up there on the Joe Budden Network. And the thing is, yeah, a lot of those things are cut out. Those timestamps, I went to every single one of those timestamps to see what was going on. And she's describing this perfectly. There are so many hard cuts in the podcast. You're wondering what was being said. Now she's filling up all those empty spots that were literally cut out of that podcast. This is one of the things that really upsets me about men with power, or men that have money, men that feel that they have something that's hang over a woman's head. This is exactly what he was doing right here. He basically is trying to make it seem like, oh, hey, I got all this stuff for you, so on and so forth. I'm Joe Budden. This is my network. We should be effing right now. You see what I'm saying? Then he's like, I talk to you the least. What is he talking about? Is he smashing the other girls? What are the inquiring minds would like to know? But what he said was, not only was it bad, it looked desperate. It looked straight up desperate. The way it's being described, the way that he was just literally going after her the entire time. Bro, you got to go find something else, man. Go occupy your time and your mind somewhere else, man. She ain't interested. That conversation and his attitude was off and wrong and entirely inappropriate. And I'm not surprised that she's talking about this. And you could even hear it in her demeanor. You could hear it in her voice. She's not even comfortable talking about this. She don't want to talk about this. It's not like she wants to be known for being sexually harassed by Joe Budden. Period. Nobody wants to do that. But at the same time, if this could put a stop to his inappropriate behavior, then she has to do what she has to do. That's the video, y'all. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely need to look into this situation, because no matter what, she literally has proof. There is solid evidence out there. She has proof. I guess we're just going to have to see how this whole thing unfolds. But Joe Budden, man, like, you just lost your podcast. That's over now. You fired 2 of your dudes. Now you don't have the podcast no more. And now you got a sexual harassment case on your ass. But also at the same time, she got receipts. And that is not good for you, Joe. Good luck. Anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on this? You know what I'm saying? You think he's in hot water or no? Definitely crush that like button and most definitely destroy that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyways, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.